just as I did with my previous video with my squirrel, I was looking through a box of old stuff, and I ended up finding this this blanket. This blanket here, you know, there's obviously holes in it and things like that, but I actually, I believe, if I remember correctly, hearing from my mom, one of my mom's friends actually knitted this for me before I was born, gave it to my mom at my baby shower, and I guess as early as when I was about 2, maybe 3, what I would do is while I was sleeping, I would bunch up a whole bunch of these tassels that were on the end, and I would just play with them, whatever. And that's something that I would do pretty much all the time. And probably around the same time that I kind of lost interest in the squirrel, maybe when I was about 11 or so, I lost interest in this blanket. But my mom obviously kept it, and it's pretty interesting that some of the stuff that I grew up with as a kid, I can still show my kids, and they can see, some of the stuff that I played with as a kid. And this thing is probably right around 30 years old, and it still smells like it did back in that day. Now, unlike my squirrel, my parents actually were pretty strict on where exactly I took this blanket, because they didn't want it to get ruined, because it was a good blanket. And very seldom did it ever leave the house, but whenever I got home, from school when I was in kindergarten or whatever, the first thing I'd do is I'd grab a hold of my blanket and just, I can remember sitting in front of the TV as a kid watching Mr. Rogers or something like that. I'd have I'd be holding the blanket, like this, and it's something as simple as this brings back so many memories. I could go on for hours and all the memories that I have just from this blanket. But yeah, I never really used it to cover up with. I just carried it around with me everywhere, and that is everywhere that I was allowed to carry it. I couldn't take it to the store or whatever. So, obviously, if I still did this today, I'd be kind of weird. But like anything else, you just kind of lose interest in it. But I'm glad that my mom was able to keep some of this stuff, because it is pretty neat to be able to show my kids. So.